Today, I want to share a story that actually happened in my life. It's romantic, emotional, and a little painful, too. At the time, I couldn't believe that life could give such big emotions in such small moments. It all started on a chilly winter morning. I was walking down the street, lost in my own thoughts. Suddenly, I saw her, standing in front of a small bookstore, holding an old notebook, her eyes calm yet deep with something unspoken. I thought to myself, maybe today will be a good day after all. I walked closer and smiled. "Is this your first time here?" She smiled back and said, "No, but today feels a little unusual." At that moment, my heart felt warm. No words were needed, just that look was enough. We started talking about books. She said, "These stories are very ordinary, but they stay with you." I laughed and asked, "Can something ordinary really be special?" She looked at me gently and said, "Yes, because our own stories get tied into them." For the first time, I felt like someone really understood me. Small daily stories, studies, even little pains, we began sharing everything. It felt like we weren't strangers anymore. We were touching each other's lives in a small but real way. Days passed. We met at cafes, walked through parks, sharing our thoughts. Her way of speaking, the way she wiped her eyes while laughing, the tiny habits, every little thing found a place in my heart. One day, sitting on a bridge watching the river, she suddenly held my hand and said, "Do you know, time stops when I'm with you?" I stared at her. I realized I loved her. For the first time, my heart quietly started racing on its own. But life has its twists. She got a job opportunity in another city. When it was time to say goodbye, she quietly said, "Even if we're far apart, our story will remain." I just held her hand silently. That farewell broke my heart. We knew long distance would not be easy, but there was peace in knowing we truly understood each other. Even now, every morning I think of those moments. When the sun rises or it rains, I remember her smile, her words, everything. Our story didn't have any dramatic big events, just the small joys of everyday life, holding hands in silence, understanding each other without words. These are the moments that matter most. What once broke my heart eventually connected me more deeply to life. And that was the story of my life. Maybe our paths are different now, but the feelings and memories, they're still with me today. I hope this story touched your heart too.